The last several months has been difficult times for the human species, so much so that we have not been able to contemporaneously mourn the loss of some of our more illustrious brethren who've adorned the hallowed chairs in these esteemed portals and have given a shape and direction to the institution. We are assembled here today to mourn the demise of Justice S. Mohan, Justice N.G. Venkatachala, Justice A.R. Lakshmanan, former judges of this court and of the Supreme Court of India, Justice P.R. Gokul Krishnan, former acting Chief Justice of this court and Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court, Justice V. Ratnam, former acting Chief Justice of this court and Chief Justice of the Himachal Pradesh High Court, Justice T.S. Arunachalam, former acting Chief Justice of this court, and Justice K.M. Natarajan, Justice A. Raman, and Justice N.V. Balasubramanian, all former judges of this court. Justice Shanmugasundaram Mohan was born on February 11, 1930 in Udumalpet, Tirupur district. He graduated from Presidency College, Madras. After taking his BL degree with distinction and gold medal, he qualified for ML. After being an apprentice under T.K. Subramania Pillai, he got enrolled in 1954 and worked as junior of Subramania Pillai. He was a part-time lecturer in Madras Law College for 10 years. He served as assistant government pleader, special government pleader, and government pleader in the High Court. In 1971, he also acted as Advocate General of the state. He practiced on the appellate side of the High Court and also appeared in Punjab and Haryana High Court and Supreme Court. In February 1974, he was appointed as an additional judge of this court and made permanent in August 1975. On December 15, 1988, he was appointed as the official Chief Justice of this Chartered High Court, and on October 19, 1989, became its Chief Justice. After serving his parent High Court for 15 years, he was made Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court on October 26, 1989. For a few months in 1990, he also officiated as the Governor of Karnataka. On October 7, 1991, he was elevated to the Supreme Court, where he served as a judge till February 10, 1995. Post-retirement, Justice Mohan served as chairman of the National Cyber Safety and Security Standards. Justice Mohan was a voracious reader and a prolific writer, having authored several books. He held the post of the President of the World Congress of Poets for 6 years. An avid sports enthusiast and a sportsman himself, he was entrusted with the responsibility of conducting free and fair elections to the Board of Cricket Control in India in 2004. The nonagenarian Justice Mohan passed away on December 27, 2019 at Chennai. His wife predeceased him, and he is survived by a son and a daughter, both of whom are settled with their families in the United States. We all pray for that his soul rests in eternal peace. Justice Nanjagowda Venkatachala was born on July 3, 1930 in an agriculturalist family in Mittur village in Kolar district, Karnataka. He had his schooling at his native place and obtained the law degree from the Mysore University. He got enrolled as an advocate in the then High Court of Mysore in 1955, where he practiced in civil, criminal, and constitutional matters. He served as a legal advisor to the University of Agricultural Sciences, Hon'ble, from 1963 to 1973, and for the Bangalore University from 1970 to 1973. He also served as a government advocate and government pleader before being appointed as an additional judge of the Karnataka High Court in November 1977. He was made permanent on September 8, 1978. In 1990, he was a part of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act Tribunal. In May 1992, he was appointed as Acting Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court. On July 1, 1992, he was elevated as a Judge of the Supreme Court. After serving the Supreme Court for 3 years, he retired on July 2, 1995. Post-retirement, Justice Venkatachala became a household name when he was appointed as a Lokayukta for Karnataka, which body got a new lease of life under him. Despite not having suo motu powers to investigate, he proved how a quasi-judicial body could be effective in curbing graft and could conduct raids and spot inspections in full public glare. Due to his proactive approach, the number of complaints received in Lokayukta increased manifold during his tenure. He personally led some raids, often lashing out at corruption in public life. In his office for over 4.5 years, he dealt with more than 50,000 cases of misconduct and complaints from the public. His acts were lauded for creating a deterrent against corruption. On October 30, 2019, the 89-year-old judge suffered an accidental fall at his home which resulted in his death. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Anusua, a daughter, 3 sons, 2 of whom are advocates. We pray that his soul rests in eternal peace. Dr. Justice A.R. Lakshmanan was born on March 22, 1942, at Devakottai in an affluent Nagarathar family. Having had his earlier education at his native place and doing pre-university in Madurai, he graduated from the prestigious St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli. He obtained his law degree from the Madras Law College and got enrolled as an advocate in 1968. He was an apprentice and junior under G. Ramanujam and K. Venkatasamy, who later became judges of this court, and later under R. Krishnamurthy. As advocate, he had a lucrative practice for 23 years, both on the original and appellate sides of this court. He was a legal advisor to several private institutions. He held the post of Secretary of the Madras Bar Association for 4 consecutive terms. In 1989, he was appointed as government pleader, which post he held till his elevation. He became a judge of the Madras High Court on June 14, 1990. After serving this bench for more than 7 years, he was transferred to the Kerala High Court in 1997. He also served as the acting Chief Justice in Kerala on 2 occasions. He was appointed as the Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court in the year 2000 and transferred to the Andhra Pradesh as its Chief Justice in 2001. On December 20, 2002, he was elevated as Judge of the Supreme Court. After serving at the highest court of the country for nearly 5 years, he retired on 22nd March 2007. Post-retirement, Justice Lakshmanan served as chairman of the Law Commission and submitted various reports on judicial reforms. He was conferred with the honorary DLit by the SRM University and Doctorate of Laws by the Annamalai University. He always said, and rightly so, that the bench and the bar are 2 quintessential wheels of justice, and perfect coordination between them was a must for the smooth administration of justice. Just a couple of days after losing his wife to the COVID, a grieving Justice Lakshman suffered a cardiac arrest and breathed his last at Trichy on August 27, 2020 at the age of 78. He is survived by 2 sons and 2 daughters. One of his sons, Mr. A.R.L. Sundarasan, is a designated senior counsel and currently the president of the Madras Bar Association. Dr. Justice P.R. Gokulakrishnan hailed from the Rice Bowl of Tamil Nadu, Thanjavur district, and was born in an agrarian family in Manargudi Taluk on August 13, 1928. He had his education in the Hindu High School and Presidency College, Chennai. After doing law in the Madras Law College and apprenticeship under T. Venkatadri, who later became a judge of this court, he got enrolled in 1952. Having closely Having been closely associated with the offices of Justice C.A. Vaidyalingam, Ramachandra Rao, and T. Venkatadri, Justice Gopalakrishnan had ample opportunities of learning the intricacies of appellate side work in all branches of law, which helped him during his stint as the public prosecutor in 1967 and later as Advocate General of Tamil Nadu. He had a flair for Tamil language and showed keen interest in photography. To him goes the credit of being the youngest to be appointed as a High Court judge, which was in July 1969 in the post independence era when he was all of 41. He served as acting Chief Justice of this court from July 1981 to March 1982 and again from January 1984 to April 1984. Upon elevation, he was transferred as Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court on March 21, 1985. He acted as the Governor of Gujarat twice. He retired on 12th August 1990. Post-retirement, Justice Gopalakrishnan headed the then newly constituted Backward Classes Commission in Gujarat for 3 years and framed its rules and regulations. He was awarded the Doctorate of Laws by the Annamalai University, Chidambaram. After a brief illness, he died on 15th of January 2020 at the age of 92. He is survived by 2 sons, his wife having predeceased him. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Justice Vishwanathan Ratnam was born on 1st of August 1932 at Pathur in Thanjavur district. His family having settled at Madras, he had his early education at the PS High School, Mylapore, and after graduation from the Presidency College, joined the Madras Law College. He got enrolled on 25th July 1955 and became an apprentice at law to Mr. Justice G.R. Jagadisan. He later worked in the chambers of S. Ramachandra Iyer, former Chief Justice of this court. As advocate, he built up a lucrative practice in all branches of law. Following the footsteps of his illustrious father, Justice A.V. Vishwanatha Shastriyar, he was elevated as Judge of the Madras High Court on 25th January 1979. He was the only second instance of a father and son duo adorning the highest judiciary in the state, the other being that of Venkatramana Rao and P.V. Rajamanar. Justice Ratnam was appointed as the acting Chief Justice of this court on 2 occasions, on June 14, 1992 and again from November 15, 1992 to June 30, 1993. His was also perhaps the only case of a senior and junior adorning the chair of Chief Justice of the same High Court. On January 29, 1994, Justice Ratnam was elevated as Chief Justice of the Himachal Pradesh High Court and retired in 1994. He also briefly held the post of Governor of that state. He functioned as a member of the editorial committee of the Law Weekly for more than a decade, and his contribution to the Tamil Nadu Legal Aid Committee is well known. Justice Ratnam died at his residence on 23rd May 2020 at the age of 87. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Padmini, and a daughter. May the soul of Justice Ratnam rest in eternal peace. Justice T.S. Arunachalam was born on July 11, 1934. He had his collegiate education at National College, Tiruchirappalli, took his BSc degree in 1953 from Vivekanand College, Madras, and law degree in 1955. After undergoing apprenticeship under V.T. Rangaswamy Iyengar, the then public prosecutor and a doyen of the then Madras bar, he got enrolled on July 30, 1956. He was associated with some of the leading members of the criminal bar in a number of cases. After initial practice in all branches of law, he specialized on the criminal side and appeared in a number of important cases and commissions of inquiry. He established a reputation of being a fair counsel with pleasing manners and meticulous preparation. He was designated as a senior advocate in 1987. He was appointed as a judge of this court on August 14, 1988 and left a lucrative practice which he had built over 3 decades to join the bench. He was appointed as the acting Chief Justice of the Madras High Court on July 1, 1996 and retired as such on the 10th of July. He passed away on July 22, 2020 at the age of 86. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Lakshmi, and two daughters, one of them being a dental surgeon by profession. May the soul of Justice Arunachalam rest in eternal peace. Justice K.M. Natarajan was born on 14th March 1932 in Namakkal Taluk, Salem district, which has contributed several members to the higher judiciary of the state. He studied in the Board High School, Tiruchengood, and graduated from National College, Tiruchirappalli in 1951. He took his BL degree from Madras Law College in 1953 and underwent apprenticeship under A. Sankara Mudalayar, a leading member of the Salem Bar and former chairman of the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu. He built up a lucrative practice in both civil and criminal branches throughout Salem district and also appeared in the High Court along with S. Mohan Kumaramangalam and other senior advocates in a number of cases. He was appointed as judge of the Madras High Court on July 24, 1983. The Mufassal Bar rejoiced over his appointment as an indication that talent, be it from the Mufassal or the City Bar, was going to be recognized and rewarded. In his reply to the welcome address extended to him, Justice Natarajan remarked that his ambition was to attain the lofty ideals, to hear patiently, to consider diligently, to understand rightly, and to decide justly in discharge of his duties, and he promised that he would be guided by the principles enunciated and examples set by his duty, and is survived by two daughters and two sons, his wife having predeceased him. We pray that the soul of Justice Natarajan rests in eternal peace. Justice A. Raman was born in Mayuram, Mailaduthurai on July 25, 1938. His father, G. Aramuda Iyengar, was a doyen of the Mayuram Bar, having extensive work in all the courts in the erstwhile West and East Thanjavur districts. He had a great lineage, as his illustrious father himself was the nephew of two earlier leaders of the Kumbakonam Bar, Rao Bahadur N. Krishnaswamy Iyengar and Rao Bahadur N. Tiruvengadatha Iyengar. Justice Raman graduated from the Loyola College and had legal education from Madras Law College. After undergoing apprenticeship and working in his father's office at Mayuram, he joined the subordinate judiciary, much against his father's wishes, as district munsif in 1969. He served at different stations, got promoted as subordinate judge in 1975 and as district judge in 1984, in which capacity he served in various places, including in the High Court, in the Vigilance Cell. In his 26 years of service in the district judiciary, he developed a fine reputation as an excellent judge. On January 8, 1996, Justice Raman was elevated as a judge of this court. Although he occupied this office for slightly more than 4.5 years, he contributed a great deal, having sat on the original appellate and criminal sides and also dealt with constitutional matters. He retired in the year 2000. He said that he did not claim Justice Raman reached his heavenly abode on September 14, 2019. His wife predeceased him. He is survived by two sons and three daughters. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Justice N.V. Balasubramanian was born on April 8, 1943 at Mayuram, now known as Mailaduthurai, in Nagapattinam district. His father, N. Venkatramana Iyer, was a leading member of the Mayuram Bar. He had his early education in the Municipal High School in Mayuram, studied law at Madras, and did apprenticeship under V. Balasubramaniam, the then Standing Counsel for Income Tax Department, who was his guru and later became his father-in-law. As an advocate, he specialized in income tax and other direct tax laws. He was made counsel for the Income Tax Department in 1984 and held that post till his elevation. Besides also being counsel for Food Corporation of India and lecturer in postgraduate diploma and in tax and accountancy in the University of Madras. He was the editor of Madras Tax Case Reports from 1992, as also V.S. Sundaram's Law of Income Tax in India, which is a very popular book on taxation. He was elevated as judge of this High Court the same day as Justice Raman on 8th of January 1996. He believed that the mantle of judgeship should not only rest lightly on the shoulders of a judge, but he should also make it rest lightly on counsel. After a career spanning just over 9 years, Justice Balasubramanian retired on April 7, 2005. Post retirement, he was a senior counsel and arbitrator in the Supreme Court. He also served as chairman of the Committee on Fixation of Fee for Self Financing Professional Colleges and Polytechnics. Justice Balasubramanian used to visit the Mylapore Kapalishwar temple every day. Unfortunately, on one such visit on November 3, 2019, he suffered a heart attack and collapsed within the temple precincts. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi, a son, and a daughter. We convey our heartfelt condolences to all the bereaved families and pray that the Almighty give them the strength to bear the loss with equanimity. As a mark of respect to the departed souls, we shall observe silence for 2 minutes. As a mark of respect to the departed souls, no further judicial business will be transacted in the court for the rest of the day.